this is the 2012 Turbo.
So tell me, what's the big difference between the 2011 and the 2012? Besides, it's completely new.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just from first glance, I mean, the overall design, the overall shape, we tried to go back to that air-cooled Beetle of the 50s and 60s and 70s and get that shape that everybody was recognizable, everybody knew, and everybody liked. The new Beetle was so specific in its demographic, mostly feminine, mostly female. We wanted to keep those same customers, but broaden and open up that customer base. And so we have something that's sportier, more aggressive, and hopefully appeals to everybody.
Now, this is the top-of-the-line turbo, but it also comes with 2 other engine choices. Kind of go through those, would you?
Yeah. The base engine is the 2.5, 170 horsepower, 177 pound-feet of torque. Then we move up to the turbo with 200 horsepower, 207 pound-feet of torque. And then the TDI that comes next year, it's the same one we have in the other cars, 140 horse, 236 pound-feet of torque. So we, again, going to that, broadening, appealing to more people, we have the 3 different engines with all the different trim lines.
And will there be a convertible?
Yes, the convertible will come next year.
And in terms of price, where do they start at with the base model all the way to this turbo?
Sure. We start right around 19 grand for the base 2.5. The 2.5 that has most of the equipment that we think the customers will really enjoy is just under 20 grand. And then the turbo starts at 23,395, and the TDI will be similarly priced. We're not finalized yet since it's not till next year.
Sure. First of all, you've got the round traditional lights, which you've kept, which is unusual because all the other Volkswagens have a very Volkswagen-like light.
Yeah, no, we kept the lights based off of lots of feedback from focus groups and from customers. It's the iconic headlight. It has to be round on the Beetle. And then again, going back to those air-cooled days, you actually have a flatter portion of the hood and a flatter portion of the roof. So you have that unique shape that everybody recognizes and everybody knows.
Looks like the belt line's a lot higher too.
Yeah, we moved that. We really tried to go away from those 3 bubbles that the new Beetle had. The roof's half an inch lower, the whole car's 6 inches longer, 3.3 inches wider. Really going after the driving dynamics. It's 2012, bringing the chassis up to date and making it a really fun to drive car.
Let's walk around to the back of the car.
Sure.
Back here, you've kind of lost the iconic round lights, but you've replaced them with more of the new Volkswagen signature horseshoe.
Right. Yep. We tried, just to stay consistent among the other products. Tried to get a tail light that's similar, but we kept the sloped rear. That's iconic of the Beetle. All the turbos have this rear spoiler with the black top. Again, so when the car drives by, you know what it is. The turbos and the TDIs will be badged, and we still have the hatch release built into the rear emblem, which is really cool and a unique VW feature. And then something else on the side, the wheels, the 18-inch wheels on all the turbos, that's standard. The designers actually went back to the Fuchs wheel, back from the air-cooled days, and they started with that idea, and this is what they came up with. So, going back to that heritage again.
Now, what's crazy is you can also get a 19-inch wheel in this car.
Yeah, this is the first car pretty much from the factory that will have a 19-inch wheel. Jetta Passat, those will come, but this is starting off as a 19.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Open the back. Is there more room back there? Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's...
I remember the old one was pretty tight.
Yeah, no, this has about 3 cubic feet larger. Yeah. This, being the fully equipped turbo, has the subwoofer here.
And it's made by Fender. You got a new partnership with Fender.
Exactly, VW only. So whenever you have this upgraded sound system, you get the 400 watts and you get the subwoofer. And then something else new is that the rear seats actually split fold. Before it was just a solid. So it's split fold and you have all this extra space. And it's really easy to bring it down, so you can bring in, your bike or anything in the back.
How about in terms of a spare, full-size spare or space?
It's got a donut spare,
okay.
But there is a tire. It's not just a kit, so
that's nice.
You can actually drive on it.
And then I noticed that the turbos have dual exhaust pipe on either side of the car versus 2 of them coming out one side.
Exactly. Trying to get that unique features that really differentiate the cars as they drive by. Just like the GTI, the turbos have the dual.
Now this morning in the presentation, let's keep walking this way, you said you can get a sticker kit that customizes it. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we're similar to other manufacturers. We're trying to do this idea called second skin, where you'll have vinyl graphics that you can pretty much do whatever you want on the car. The new launch editions that we're bringing just at the market introduction, the turbos, they have a turbo graphic along the side here, which is pretty cool, and that comes with the 19-inch wheel. But it's all about personalizing and customizing, and that's a great way to do it.
And you can also get badging from other countries, is that right?
Yeah, there's I think there's 12 badges in total.
Yeah.
It looks just like the turbo badge,
yeah.
So the same type of font,
yeah.
But it'll say Käfer, it'll say Vocho, it'll say Beetle, it'll say Bug, and you get it at the dealer. So I mean, you can put it on wherever you want, or you can pick whatever you want. You can get the Chinese script.
Let's open the door. Let's look on the inside. Let's see how you've changed that around a little bit. So it looks really cleaned up. I mean, the old Beetle was somewhat basic. This one looks like there's a lot of design elements that went into it.
I mean, it's such an emotional product. We really wanted to keep the interior unique, and when you sit down, you really feel like it's a Volkswagen. So all the cars will have the leather steering wheel. Again, this is the fully loaded one, so you have the multi-function steering wheel. You have this carbon fiber look dashboard here on all the turbos. Something that's really cool and new is this ring around the speakers, and then here, half of the door panel, it actually glows. You can choose the colors rotating the switch between red, white, or blue. So it's just like a cool nighttime ambient light feature that we have.
I think peek in there, I noticed that the glove box is also reminiscent of not the new Beetle, but the old Beetle.
Yeah, all the old Beetles had that glove box right in front of the passenger seat. So we took that same idea, the Käferfach idea, and brought it over into this.
That's pretty.
So it's not only going back to heritage, but you get more storage.
And I also noticed that you've got the straight bottom steering wheel.
Yeah, yep. Going for that sporty look again.
Is that only on the turbo, or is that on all?
No, that's on all of them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that's different on this one is there's going to be a gauge cluster, is that right, where that utility tray is?
Yeah, all the production cars, there'll be a turbo gauge there. It'll have a boost pressure, oil temperature, and then a sport chrono. So it'll sit right up top there, kind of like the old 83 Rabbit GTI.
And in terms of the engine, this is the same GTI 200 proven engine, 2.0 turbo.
Oh yeah, the same engine that's in the CC, in the Tiguan, in the GLI, in the GTI. We carried it over here.
And what's the gas mileage when it's applied to the Beetle?
For the turbo, it's about 22.31, and for the 2.5, it's about 21.29.
And you said that this is 120 pounds lighter than a GTI, so do you have a 0 to 60 time on it?
It's about 6.8. It's real similar, but we wanted to make sure that the GTI remains the performance halo of the brand, or the performance icon, when you think about the performance cars. So, I mean, again, it's a great car. It's just below a GTI.
And this is obviously the image halo of the brand, right?
This is the brand. I mean, this is what started Volkswagen.